how many lions would it take to defeat one T-Rex in a fight? Well, whenever people argue this, they use some video game logic. They picture dropping 50 lions into an arena and watching them swarm the dinosaur like ants. Yeah, that's cute, but physically, that is completely impossible. To figure out the real number, I'm not gonna use this whole fan hype Lion King Jurassic Park BS, okay? I'm gonna be using brutal objective science. But before we begin, we gotta establish two ground rules. First, the lions are gonna be assumed bloodlusted, but in character. So no, they won't be running away in fear, but they also will not just straight up dive bomb into the dinosaur's mouth to choke it out. And second, this fight is assumed to take place on an open field, so pretty even terrain here, okay? So with the rules set, we're gonna break down right now the actual physical limits of the T-Rex, the true damage output of lions, and the sheer chaos of what happens when a pride of lions collides with a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Trust me, the straight up number of lions it would take is an absolute shocker. So let's get into it. Alright, now before we actually throw these cats at the dinosaur and see how a fight would play out, we have to get some baseline stats of the lions so we know what we're working with, okay? So the lions I'll be referencing are the average South African lions, which weigh anywhere between 410 to 430 pounds. And that is backed up by this study, which managed to measure 158 lions from the world-famous Kruger National Park. Oh, and their resumes are insane. We're talking about lions documented dragging buffalo carcasses, clutching 1v5s against hyena clans, and winning tug-of-war contest with Nile crocodiles. Yeah, they're out there essentially playing Animal Kingdom GTA. But how does this 400-pound cat hunt and fight? Well, look, the lion is not some finesse acrobat. It's a front-loaded brawler built for ugly close-range violence. You see, their rigid spine and their massive shoulders basically turn them into living anchors. So instead of really dancing around prey, they just sink those meat hook claws and latch onto a thrashing animal. And when it comes to targeting, they do not go for a polite, quick neck bite like a tiger. Lions are straight up programmed for structural dismantling. They will maul a massive animal all over, specifically zeroing in right around the hind legs and rear spine to completely cripple the target and drag it straight to the dirt. But guess what? All that biological hardware is useless if it doesn't work in practice. So to understand how a lion would even attempt to ground a dinosaur, we have to look how this exact strategy scales up to the absolute largest terrestrial animal we have today, aka the elephant. And yes, believe it or not, lions have and killed adult African elephants. The most famous case study is the Savuti Super Pride in Botswana. During the extreme dry seasons, field researchers have actually documented this super pride of 30 lions killing 74 elephants in just 3 years. Now let's keep it real. Most of those kills were juveniles, okay? They're not out there doing it to full-grown bulls. But at their absolute peak, the Super Pride did successfully bring down an adult female weighing up to 4 tons. So how does this super pride of cats kill a 4-ton elephant? Well, not really through brute force. They do it with physics and attrition. First, they attack in the pitch black of night and avoid the deadly front tusks. Then they execute the anchor tactic. Essentially, 2 or 3 lions vault onto the elephant's back, riding in a safe zone where the trunk simply cannot reach, then relentlessly chewing on the spine. Meanwhile, the rest of the pride initiates the systematic dismantling. They swarm the blood vessel rich hind legs and underbelly, and using their collective body weight as a massive anchor, they let the elephant bleed and exhaust itself until it collapses. So does this mean the 30 lions can pull off the same exact tactic and kill the T-Rex? Absolutely not. No. Applying the elephant tactic to a T-Rex is like trying to cure a gunshot wound with a band-aid. So let's now establish what exactly the lions are fighting. Enter the famous Tyrannosaurus Rex. For this matchup, we'll be using the fully grown and classic specimen, Sue.